After double checking to make sure we were recording, we're back with the strangest fuck story. Last time we investigated and overanalyzed things way too much.
It is a murder mystery as kind of what's it called? A situation. So you kind of have to do that just for the fun of it.
Yep. Pretty soon they'll go over all the evidence we found, and then the debate will start, and we put in background music.
Yay! Please don't copyright us.
Oh, it won't. It won't copyright us. It's free use.
Oh, it's free use. Okay.
It's parody is allowed, and I'm putting a disclaimer in the description.
Of course. Check out Danganronpa. Great game. I've never played it before, but Jacob has. So.
Yeah, and this is very similar to it, except that one's a little more serious.
Exactly. This is kind of just about fuck all everything, you know.
Oh, wait until we get to this chapter. All right. Anyway, to refresh, his theory. Oh wait, forgot to do this. His theory is that Mario killed Mr. Krabs. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. Let's see if that's true. Do you want to read this? Because this is no one's line.
Yeah, I'll agree. Just as nobody expected, Mr. Krabs was horribly killed by someone in this room. But is it really one of them? Who could have killed such a nice old crab? And will the killer ever be found out? Probably, I would assume so.
Yeah, hopefully. Otherwise, we all die.
Yeah.
Well, the mouse, I gotta put it over here because I forgot to click the thing.
Yahoo!
Here's the truth bullets, the evidence we gathered.
Yep.
I'll read these. Monokuma File number 1. The victim is Eugene Krabs. The estimated time of death was around 9:30 p.m., which was just before nighttime. The body was discovered in the kitchen, located in the dining hall. Cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. No other injuries were noted.
Sounds about right.
Krabs' head wound. Mr. Krabs' wound involves a large bump on his head. Upon closer inspection, the wound seems rather dirty. Frying pan. A frying pan was found in the pool of blood around Mr. Krabs. It may be worth noting that there was only blood on the underside of the pan. Broken spice bottle. A broken spice bottle was found next to Mr. Krabs' body. It seems to have come from the spice shelf located above.
That looks a lot like salt.
Yeah, the spice bottles cost $60.
Fuck that shit, bro.
So, yeah, we're using salt, even though that's not a spice.
Yay, cheap steaks.
Yeah.
Mr. Krabs. See, yeah.
The spice shelf. The shelf directly above the crime scene. I know it has the logo on it. It's fine. This one was technically free, so whoever this is,
What do you mean technically free? What do you mean?
It was free. It's just this person. I was gonna say this person gets a free shout out for the 5 people who are gonna watch this.
It's like a small sponsorship. You go, man. You go at Swanson Skates. Thanks for letting us use this for free. Thank you.
According to Google.
Grazie.
Anyway, the shelf directly above the crime scene is wide enough for someone to stand on it without difficulty. The bloody crate. You can see my terrible drawing of pink on it.
Yeah.
On the underside of the crate, there seems to be marks of blood, despite not being anywhere near the source of the blood.
Gmod images?
Probably.
The source.
I found these images a long time ago. I don't remember where I got them. Just that they didn't cost money. Because that's the first thing I check.
Free things. Free.
Imagination. A monocoin was found on the floor next to Mr. Krabs' body. No monocoins were found on this person. And it was confirmed by Peter and Brian that Mr. Krabs hid all his findings in his dorm room.
I still think the monocoin might be some form of a calling card of some sort.
Okay.
Given the fact that it represents that he likes money.
Alright.
So maybe the string of killers will play
a calling card.
A calling card. They'll play something that's relevant to the victim.
Okay. To throw them off the scent. Like a red herring.
Yeah, right. Even that, or just to, just to, let them know what's up,
Yep.
Represent,
Yeah. Alright, meeting location change notes. The note, Parappa, Fluttershy, Miku, Tootie, and Peter all received. It was slid under their doors, informing them of location change for the meeting. It reads, I've changed our meeting from the dining hall to classroom A for convenience's sake. The time is still 9 p.m. Don't be late, Mr. Krabs.
This essentially goes over for alibis.
Yeah, and speaking of alibis, everyone Mr. Krabs' crew, except Mr. Krabs and Luigi, went to classroom A at 9 p.m. for the meeting. They waited there until the nighttime announcement at 10 p.m., in which they all left for their dorms. No one left the classrooms during this time. Sans account. Sans saw Mr. Krabs walking to the dining hall around 8:45, and this was like the main thing of our investigation. We were trying to see who was lying, Sans or Fluttershy, and for what we can tell, they're both telling the truth because never mind, that's the next piece of evidence. Anyway, morning account. Fluttershy, Luigi, and Yandere-chan were all outside the dining hall door from 6:45 a.m. until 7 a.m., when the dining hall was unlocked and they went inside. They didn't see anyone else in the dining hall except for the late Mr. Krabs in the kitchen. The whiteboard, Mr. Krabs' whiteboard, is still located in the dining hall, presumably when he wheeled it in. It has the words "protection methods" written in red ink and other notes written around in black ink. And finally, the nighttime rules. Since the murder took place close to nighttime, it may be viable to note the rules during this time. Nighttime's from 10 to 7. During this time, the doors to the dining hall and gym are locked. Water's also turned off. Sleeping anywhere other than the dorms is not permitted. And now, class trial. All rise. And we're going to let the dialogue slowly go in because there's certain things that will happen that will ruin if we click through it too fast.
Okay.
And we're going to stop, partway through this because we are not getting through the whole thing.
Yeah. There'll be a part 2 to this.
Yeah, maybe even a part 3, depending on how quick this goes.
Yeah.
Now then, let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. During the trial, you'll present your arguments for who the culprit is, and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will get to graduate.
Why does blackened sound like a very bad slur? What?
I don't know. It's the localizers not thinking things through and translating things literally. Because, quick story time. This game the Danganronpa series was never meant to be translated into English. Someone who was not from Japan or an English-speaking country translated it to their native language to English and posted a text thing with pictures about it. And the Danganronpa and it got so popular that they released the sequel in English and then the first one in English. The actual company, that is. From what I understand, I could be wrong.
And the killer is one of us.
Yup.
No matter how many times you say it, I still can't believe it.
The voice, it always kills me.
Oh, just wait till we get to Miku. He mocked suicide.
Whoa. I know we're not even monetized yet, but let's just not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might have to cut that out.
We can leave it in. Fuck it. So what we're supposed to do now?
Yeah, I've never been to court before.
Hey, killer, if you tell us who you are, I'll give you a free beer on the house.
Oh shit. Killer's like, it was me.
I'll take that off, buddy.
And the killer dies. At least I got a beer.
I don't think the killer is that stupid to fall for something like that. Hey, what's that picture over there?
He made the sign of the cross. If you're not sure who's speaking, it's the person in that box, because sometimes they'll cut to someone and someone else will be speaking.
It's Mr. Krabby.
Oh, that? Well, I thought it'd be so unfair for Mr. Krabs to miss out on the trial just because he's dead. So in one way or another, he's here too.
I think I remember the parts that I can't skip, so I'll just do that so it goes quicker. Anyway, yeah.
He's here in spirit.
He's here in spirit, but the real reason that Monokuma would do this is to make everyone on edge.
So kind of psychological warfare.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's his thing.
Yeah.
And as more people die, there's gonna be more and more X'd out portraits. Which is gonna be
That's
really...
pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it is. It is. Right now there's only one. Who knows how many there'll be.
That's extremely morbid disrespectful to the deceased. But let's continue.
Yeah.
That's pretty disturbing and tasteless. I don't blame you.
Alright, enough idle chit-chatting. It's time to talk about murder.
My favorite, yay.
What shall we discuss first, I wonder? How about we go over what we already know and see what we figure out from there? That sounds like a good starting point to me.
Yeah, that doesn't seem too hard now, does it?
Let's find out who killed Mr. Krabby.
I guess our first discussion. I wonder where we'll go from there.
Non-stop debates. I'll be explaining things that you don't know about. Basically, any relevant evidence is loaded into what is essentially a gun chamber. You have to fire it at the wrong statements, which are represented by yellow text. So there's the wrong statements are in yellow, and the evidence is in the form of a bullet. Fire the evidence that proves the statement wrong at the yellow one. You don't actually have to do this. I'm just explaining it. Non-stop debate. Monokuma File number 1 is a reference.
So Mr. Krabs was found dead in the kitchen this morning.
Right.
In a giant pool of blood. Ew.
Right.
That's you.
There were a bunch of items surrounding me. Like the fry thing.
Hey, we found them dead this morning. That means he must have been killed this morning.
Nope, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Oh, Mr. Krabby just wants some breakfast, but he sadly got killed.
Dying on the empty stomach is a horrible way to die. Wait a minute. What I have heard doesn't match up with what I have.
Alright, something is going to appear on screen very suddenly. When it shows up, you have two choices. You can say, no, that's wrong, or you can say, you dumb shit.
You dumb shit.
Alright, so wait for it to come up.
We're doing really good.
Say it in Luigi's voice.
You are dumb shit.
Yep, there we go. That's going to be a thing.
That's gonna be it.
Anytime that thing comes up with him.
You're dumb as shit.
Yes.
Should we translate it into Italiano?
If you want.
Yeah.
That's actually, you know what?
Let me look up the rough translation.
Oh, we don't have time for that. Let's
okay.
You can look it up in the interim because we'll get to it soon.
No, that couldn't have been the case.
Why not?
According to the Monokuma files, a Mr. Crab died around at 9:30 p.m., way before the morning.
Yeah, so he's stupid.
He's on that you dumb shit. He's on that you
he's
dumb shit.
He's you dumb shit. Oh, did it now?
Did you not even read the Monokuma file, you stupid picnic? What does picnic mean?
We actually find out pretty soon.
Okay.
No, I already told you, I ain't good at this investigation stuff. So if he died before nighttime, then we'll have to check everyone's alibis during that time.
Alibi?
You know, what you were doing around at that time.
But it's also important to know why Mr. Krabs was in the kitchen in the first place.
Then how about we discuss that next?
And this time we have more evidence. The meeting in the classroom, the location change notes, and the morning account. What was Mr. Krabs doing in the kitchen?
Maybe he was getting something to eat.
No, I know exactly what he was doing.
But what was he doing last year?
He kept going on about his stupid meeting, so obviously he was in there for a meeting.
You dumb shit, I guess it means an easy target. Ouch. Hang on. That can't be it. And I have that proof.
He kept going on about his stupid meeting, so obviously he was in there for a meeting.
You are dumb as shit. You.
This is gonna be hilarious.
And Mr. Krabs should have never gone to the dining hall for his meeting. Especially since he had changed the meeting location. You are dumb as shit. You would.
Luigi just is insulting everyone.
Very cool, I can't.
Italiano.
What do you think?
He did, and no one seems put off by it at all.
No. Yeah, and I have the note to prove it.
Read this in Mr. Krabs' voice.
Oh, I've changed the meeting from the dining room to classroom A, convenient 6. The time is still 9 p.m. Don't be late. Hey, that's the note I got. Me too. This note was given to everyone in Mr. Krabs' crew. Fluttershy, Perupa, Miku, 2D, and Peter.
Except for you, though.
What if Luigi? That was my other point. What if Luigi's actually
The killer.
the killer?
Ah.
Yeah, not to me. Anyway, this proves that Mr. Krabs should have had no meeting business in the dining hall, and that everyone who got the note is innocent.
You dumb shit. So yeah, they can do that too.
Okay.
Huh? How does that prove those guys are innocent?
Oh, well, it's
Don't go spewing nonsense without reason. You're gonna get us all killed. The rebuttal showdown. So this is like a one-on-one debate.
rap battle. Let's go.
Oh, there's something like that actually. Just so Mr. Krabs sent them that note doesn't mean they didn't do it. We can see the body in the kitchen. So Mr. Krabs did end up there.
Well, yeah, but they should have all been in the classroom.
If you can't see the screen very well, you can move over. I'll move over too. So, maybe one of them went with Krabs to the kitchen and finished him off there.
You a dumbass.
Okay. You're doing... Okay. I like it. Picasso. Sorry.
That can't be it, because from what I know, everyone stayed in that classroom from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., and Mr. Krabs never showed up.
He didn't. Then why to send the damn notes just to never show up?
That's what I was thinking too.
Wait, are we all safe?
No.
Well, I mean, they have an alibi, but he's just...
I didn't generalize. No, they're probably not.
Oh yeah, in general, no. They're definitely not safe.
That's Luigi. We can totally ship her after this for saving me. I think I'll pass.
Narc. So our list of suspects goes down to 9.
I mean,
It's actually 10. Because, 15 minus 5 is 10, so... You're smart at a lot of things, you're not smart at this. You can't count.
you never read mathematics. Me mathematically illiterate. What's 2 plus 2? I don't know. Fish. I don't.
Okay. Nagito's very smart, he's just bad at math.
I don't believe math talk.
That's still a lot of people, you know. So did Mr. Krabs get the kill somewhere else and then move to the dining hall?
No, I think Mr. Krabs was caught in the kitchen, and I think somebody can back me up on this. Isn't that right? Isn't that the right stance? Yup. I saw Mr. K walking to the dining room hall around 8:45 p.m. He was looking pretty pumped too.
So Mr. Krabs was already in the dining hall before he was killed. Oh, careful, you might unplug the headphones.
That's how I would.
Huh?
Why'd he go to the dining hall if the meeting was in the classroom?
That's still something we don't need to solve.
Alright, the theme, let's get talking. This non-stop debate's gonna be a little different. This time the colored words will be blue. And that means it's something correct. You have to fire the evidence that proves it's true.
So rather than calling out, you're a dumbass, you're calling out.
Oh, just wait until the visual shows up. Whiteboard.
Even though he wasn't meant to be there, why was Mr. Krabby in the dining hall?
Maybe he really was just hungry. Maybe there were some errands he needed to take care of.
It's fine.
What kind of errands would you do in a dining hall?
Yeah, it's a little hard to see. I fixed that in later ones.
Maybe he was there for the meeting. What? Yeah, stay quiet all the time. And when you finally open your mouth, it's just pecking nonsense.
Yeah, we already said to change the location.
I think one of those is right, despite going against everything. Maybe he was there for the meeting.
Consent.
You're a dumbass.
No, that's not you're a dumbass, because she's right. That's why he's agreeing with her. That's why he got consent.
I'm a dumbass. Let's go.
I just want to revel in this image. It's so stupid. Steve is leaving. He's leaving. He has left the chat.
R.I.P.
Alright, they got consent. We're good. I'm sorry. That's an actual thing in Danganronpa, and like 90% of the time you're agreeing with one of the female characters. And the protagonist is almost always male, so it's very weird.
It's just the pictures, the word, I know that's not what they're going for, but it's very inconspicuous at the same time.
It's very funny. Because I'm 5.
he made sex joke.
Yeah.
I think she's red. What?
Are you really this stupid?
Maybe. No. I mean, remember what there was in the dining hall? Mr. Krabs' whiteboard.
Flashback. Oh yeah, it was.
If Mr. Krabs intended the meeting to be in the classroom A, why did he take his whiteboard to the dining hall? Fake notes.
You finally realized that was the first and only thing I figured out about this case besides the culprit.
Fake notes. That's... Fuck.
Yep.
Damn. Shit.
I mean, you shouldn't feel stupid. You went into way more depth than I did.
Yeah.
That was the only, like I said, that was the only thing I figured out about this besides who the killer was.
Yeah, I never thought about putting those two and two together, putting the whiteboard was in the dining hall.
Yeah. That, I don't know.
So whoever sent out I feel like whoever sent out the cards is not directly a part of what's it called?
The crew?
Crew. And Sans quoted he went into the kitchen at that time.
Well, yeah, but we know that's true too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, something's about to go down when they realize this is all fake.
And
because right now there's two conflicting accounts. Right now they're stuck on the same problem. We were stuck on the whole investigation.
Exactly. And the Sans, when you saw Mr. Krabs walk into the dining hall, was his whiteboard with him? Now that you mention it, yep, he was willing along with him.
Well, there's obviously something wrong with one of these stories.
Hey, I wouldn't lie to you, pal, would I? It's not to do with anyone's alibi, but the note.
The note? Ah, I see what you mean. What is it? Don't hug all the information to yourself. I, for one, don't see anything wrong with the note.
Okay, Mario, it's Mario. I'm still, this is just not helping his case at all. He was in the kitchen to do the job. He wanted to, what's it called?
Steer Luigi away.
Steal everyone away.
Yeah.
From that area, so we could commit the perfect crime. But Mario, I'm on to you Italian dumbass, dude.
Okay then. But my question to that is though, why didn't he send the note to Luigi? Was he trying to frame him, or did he legitimately forget?
It could be maybe if worse came to worse, he could pull the frame card.
Ah, so he wasn't intending to frame.
But if shit went
down, he could easily point the finger at Luigi.
Exactly.
I see.
Contingency plan, my friend.
Because, yeah, the motive basically said if you kill in the 24-hour time limit, you get to leave it. It was. Monokuma just added a loophole to it.
Because Monokuma is...
a dick.
Exactly. What's so wrong? If you compare the notes to the whiteboard, I'm sure you'll see what I mean.
So she's smarter than you thought, isn't she?
Yeah. And you could probably easily compare the handwriting, too.
Yeah. What part do you need to compare?
The handwriting. I see it.
Music change. Shit's getting real. Is it Luigi?
If you compare the handwriting on the whiteboard to the handwriting on the note, they're noticeably different.
They are, aren't they?
Aside from Mr. Krabs' preference to write in capital letters, the handwriting is clearly different. You notice that detail, that's amazing.
And, what does this mean?
Mr. Krabs did not write these notes.
What? He didn't? It must have been a trick to lure everyone away from the dining hall, which must mean the culprit wrote those notes. Haha, such a clever idea.
No, she couldn't. Don't praise the kill, you stupid picnic. But, why didn't they just cancel the meeting altogether? That would have been easier, right?
What are you more likely to believe? A location change or a cancellation without reason?
The only time Brian made something that made some general understanding of sense. And Mr. Krabs really had no reason to cancel the meeting. In fact, that motive gave him more of a reason than anything. The killer probably didn't know what to put as a reason, so just changing the location would be a better option for him. So, with Mr. Krabs still thinking that everyone was gonna come to the dining hall, went all alone, and that's when the killer decided to take a bite out of his head.
Peter, shut up.
What? Well, how did he die? According to the Monokuma File, this was a blunt force trauma to the head. You dumb it.
You dumb shit.
Dumb shit.
What does that mean?
Well, obviously, someone bopped them on the head. More like full-on whacked.
Looks like someone owed, looks like Mr. Krabs owed some people some money, so they had to make a job look like an accident, you know?
Okay, then. He probably does owe people money, like, in the show. I haven't seen every episode of SpongeBob.
I can't wait to see what the IRS episode of SpongeBob where the IRS is coming down with Mr. Krabs.
Oh god, thanks, Wilson.
Also, there's something weird about that Monokuma File. Something weird, huh?
Which doesn't it say? Well, I mean, which doesn't it say that is important? The weapon, the culprit, or the final words?
Final word?
Nope, the weapon.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't. Shit.
It isn't explicitly stated.
Oh, fair enough.
Which he just said.
Yeah, but it's still pretty obvious what it is.
Is it though?
Is it?
Bloody crate frying pan in the head wound.
The weapon is pretty clear to me. Is it the spice bottle? Maybe they wanted to spice him up before they eat him.
Peter, now's not the time for your eating theory.
No, they whacked him with the frying pan. Plain and simple.
Ah, are you sure about that?
Yup.
Yeah, seems pretty sure.
Now you got it. Now you get it. You gotta.
Yeah.
He's very persistent in saying, is he right? No, they whacked him with a frying pan. Put him in people. You are dumb as shit. I do have a doubt about the frying pan being the weapon.
Oh, sorry.
I remember that Nagito asked about the frying pan during the investigation.
Flashback. There's no music for the flashbacks.
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
If you got hit on the head with a frying pan, how would you expect the blood to look like on it?
Oh, what?
Hey, don't go up here with nothing nowhere. Am I not allowed to investigate too? Am I that worthless?
Yes.
You made that same joke earlier. What? I just thought you'd like to keep that question in mind. That's all.
Now I think I understand what he meant.
I thought what he said was a bunch of nonsense.
What did he say again?
He was basically like, hey, if you hit someone with a frying pan, what would the blood look like on it?
Exactly. Like,
And the blood on the frying pan, what it did look like is it was dropped in the blood, and there was only blood on that part.
there'd be blood all over the actual
Yeah.
frying pan.
Yeah.
But if you were to hit someone on the head with a weapon and attempt to murder, then the blood on the weapon would have splattered everywhere.
Well done, Luigi. You're correct.
You're still useless.
Oh, there's actually in the Danganronpas there are there's usually three characters who carry the whole team during these trials. And in this one, so far at least, it looks to be Luigi, Yandere-chan, and Nagito. Nagito because he was in a killing game before, Luigi because he's pro tag, and Yandere-chan because
whatever reason it happened.
I mean because she knows how to murder.
Exactly. This isn't a game. Wait, is that really true? Yeah, I can confirm that it's true. Especially considering that no other part of the frying pan was covered in blood except for the underside. It seemed a little too neat.
Eh? Why would you know that so well?
Anyways, that's the part that makes me doubt that the frying pan was the weapon at all.
Then why was it there? It was probably to throw us off from the real murder weapon used. Placing it in the pool of blood made it seem like it was connected to the murder.
Ah, very smart explanation, Brian. I'm sure the killer identity will come to you next.
That's not how it works, Peter.
What a slow culprit. Using red herrings like that is such a cliche movie trope. Then why didn't you think of that in the first place? Alright, so, what was the real weapon then?
If its identity was hidden, then it's probably pretty unconventional. What could the weapon be?
Looks like we have to uncover the real weapon. I can't say what it was for sure yet, but maybe talking about it gives us a clue.
Bloody crate, broken spice bottle, and the spice shell. What's the weapon?
That's what we're trying to discuss. So how about you shut your mouth and use your brain for a change?
Oi, I already have. I bet it was another piece of kitchen equipment.
Maybe the weapon was from the dining hall, like a chair.
What if it had to do with the shelf?
Maybe they whacked him with his own claw.
How horrible.
Those seem like a bunch of random ideas. However, I think one of them could work.
What if it had to do with the shelf?
Consent. Luigi, that's quite a downgrade.
I'm pretty sure you can go to jail for that, Luigi. I'm pretty sure.
Oh boy, I'm sorry. This just makes me. We are 5-year-olds.
Let's continue it.
Okay. Swallow the water.
Don't spit that shit out of your laptop.
Yeah.
Fluttershy, I think it might be a riot.
Really?
No, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah, really? I thought my idea was good.
Well, just what you said about the spice shop before. About there being a room for somebody to stand on. There is.
Yeah, just enough space for one person.
That's quite interesting.
Why did Mr. Krabs fall off it and bump his head? Gasps. Was he his own murderer? This looks like suicide.
Ooh, that would be very funny.
That just confirms that it didn't happen. Well, it's not like it was a liable theory to begin with. Hey, even if you play hard to get, I'm gonna try it anyway.
Do you want my water?
No, give her. What is he talking about? So, what the point to bring up the shelf then, eh? Well, there may be a way the killer used it in the murder and that, so what do we need to discuss next?
This seems a little ridiculous, bro.
And what are the possibilities for the shelf? That's not...
It's fine.
The killer pushed Mr. Krabs off the shelf. But there's only enough space on that shelf for one person. And then the killer threw a spice at him.
How would spices cause that much damage to his head? And we only found one broken bottle at the crime scene, idiot.
Hey, I'm trying my hardest here.
Maybe the shelf isn't part of this at all. This is exactly what I'm talking about, Luigi.
No, there definitely is a way the killer could have utilized this shelf.
It seems like you're onto something again.
She's alright. I have a feeling there may be some way the shelf is involved. I just gotta think about it.
Logic dive. This is something that I could not replicate in PowerPoint.
Oh, okay.
Because you're supposed to be snowboarding. This is the closest I can get.
Oh, yes, trip.
Who would have been standing on the shelf? Mr. Krabs, the culprit, or a third party?
A third party.
Okay, it's the culprit. Where would Mr. Krabs be located for the culprit to strike? Over the shelf, on the shelf, or under the shelf?
Under the shelf.
What would the culprit have to do to strike Mr. Krabs? Jump off the shelf, throw something off it, or call out to Mr. Krabs?
Throw something off the shelf.
Actually, it's jump.
So someone literally just...
Well, they might have been holding a weapon.
Yeah. Who's striking Mr. Krabs? The killer jumped off the shelf.
They did what?
Jumping off the shelf would give the killer the advantage of extra height to their blow. And it's a pretty unconventional way to murder. I have the high ground, Anakin.
Yeah, pretty much. I had the high ground, Mr. Krabs.
We're filling it out, Mr. Krabs.
We're so stupid, I love it. It could have also been a makeshift hiding spot to easily strike Mr. Krabs.
What's the hiding being? Hiding behind a blooming crate? I don't know. Yeah, they could have easily just jumped off the crate. No, there's evidence proving that it was a shelf. I found the broken spice bottle on the shelf where it came from.
I thought we didn't need to worry about that.
But there's a killer jumped off and they probably knocked over this bottle and that's why we found it broken at the scene.
Well, I suppose it does make plausible sense. There were a lot of spices up there, so the chances of one being knocked down while standing on it is pretty high. What a clumsy killer.
And with this, I can conclude that the killer jumped off of the shelf to kill Mr. Krabs. You a dumb as shit.
No, that's Peter was saying it.
Oh. You're a dumb as shit. Huh? You're getting ahead of yourself here, buddy. You drunk or something? I am. Now then, Luigi, prepare to battle against me in a fight of pure wit and muscle. I think I don't know what muscle is.
Peter. Or wet.
Oh, wait.
Another 1v1. This time with more. The bloody crate, the spy shelf, and the whiteboard. So despite not... Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So despite none of my theories being correct, you continue to say that the shelf was used. I thought we were pimps. Soon after that, my theory is that the killer jumped off the spice. No. Don't be stupid, Luigi. How would the killer get out to the shelf in the first place? Unless it was someone totally awesome sci-fi teleportation device. There's nothing that could have got them up there. You were dumb as shit. They were under the shelf. You schmuck.
Well, no. The killer. How'd they get on there? Yeah. So.
Actually, there was something that the killer could have used to get onto the shelf. I bet $20 you're wrong. This crate has a mark of blood on the bottom, despite being far away from the pool of blood. How to get there? How to get blood on it then? The killer pushed the crate to the wall to get onto the shelf. When pushing it back, it probably went through some of the blood staining the bottom of it. Oh, Luigi, about those $20. Hey, bitch, It's a fine. So, even if the shelf was used, that doesn't tell us the weapon.
Yeah, it doesn't tell us what the killer used to kill him, you know? Very in character.
Yeah. If it wasn't the pen, then I'm out of ideas.
If we can't talk about the weapon, how about we focus on something else? For example, how Mr. Krabs got lured to the kitchen. I think we're almost done with this episode.
Just letting you know.
Yeah. Lord.
Well, Mr. Krabs was in the dining hall for the meeting. So what made him go to the kitchen?
The killer must have done something to grab his attention.
I guess we gotta think about that now, huh?
What lured Mr. Krabs into the kitchen? That's what we need to discuss next.
Broken spice bottle, the frying pan, and the mug.
Here you go.
What lured Mr. Krabs to the kitchen? They could have lured him with food. Does anyone know what he liked?
Maybe they grabbed his attention with a loud noise.
Did they scream at the top of their lungs?
Ah, too loud for me.
Maybe they lured him with something like you like. I have no picking idea what the crabs like. I think I have some evidence that goes with one of those statements.
Just read that one in the bottom left.
Maybe they lured him with something he liked. Like a Monocorn cassette. Once again, Luigi, you can go to jail for that.
Especially since Parappa's underage.
Exactly. You're getting the double whammy there, buddy.
It just gets worse and worse, doesn't it?
All pain, no gain, all pain.
And it started off pretty bad anyway, because he's with the stalker.
Parappa. I think you're right. I am. I remember that amount of coin you found. I think that there was a lured Mr. Krabs to the kitchen. A coin?
Mr. Krabs' favorite thing was money, after all.
I thought I was pretty greedy. Woo-hoo-hoo!
I thought it was just came out of his pocket. There's still a possibility that it was the culprit. All the riot. So, how do he find it? Clearly, it wasn't spotted from the picking doorway. Oh yeah. How did he find it then?
Does anyone remember what Mr. Krabs said he used to find mono coins?
Why is that twice? Oh well.
Technical issues, boo-boo.
What does that mean?
What do you use to find monocoins? When I was a wee lad,
Alright.
the machine takes this odd-looking currency called monocoins. Monocoins. These babies. Mr. Krabs smugly pulled out 20 or so monocoins from his pocket.
But Monokuma only gave us one each.
I went off to look for some more using me lucky cents. But do you plan to spend them on the machine? What? Of course not. Of course. Then why did you want to find so many? He uses a lucky cents.
But what are his lucky senses?
Maybe it's just a luck.
No, luck doesn't work like that. Are you a major in the study of luck?
If you think about the term lucky cents, and it's not to do with one, then there's something to do with one of the senses. Like a sixth sense. His superpower is absorbing money like a magnet.
That wouldn't even make as an interesting manga. Take your time.
One of his senses.
Sight, smell, or hearing. How did Mr. Krabs find the money?
Sense. Oh, smell. Man.
Smell?
Is it a smell?
You smelled the money?
Yes. The monocoins have a distinct metal smell to them. It is not strong. However, for a crab who is obsessed with money, this smell should have become very potent.
The culprit must have figured this out somehow and used it to their advantage.
Oh no.
What's that from?
It's Family Guy.
Okay.
Oh no.
He does sound like that, doesn't he?
Yeah. So the killer used the monocoins to lure Mr. Krabs into the kitchen. That smell. That must be it.
Well, that's pretty crazy. So now it comes down to the question of who owns a monocorn.
Not me, pal. Couldn't they just have stolen the coin off Mr. Krabs? He seemed to have plenty. No. We didn't find any other coins on him. And that's because he hid all of them in his room. Here you go.
That I can confirm. Why am I spacing out?
If stolen is not an option, then whoever owned the monocoin is a corporate. Who has a monocoin then? Well, when we were investigating the Monocorn Machine, Monokuma gave me, a Mario, Miku, 2D, and a Mr. Krabs a one monocoin each.
And you have dug your own grave once again.
Huh?
I know who the culprit is. It's you, Luigi.
Didn't you spend this coin though?
He did, but he found more.
Luigi?
You naughty?
Honey, the fuck?
Okay, no. What?
You're the only one without a fake note, owns a monocoin, and has a super suspiciously fake alibi.
What is your alibi, by the way?
Yeah, why didn't you go to that meeting?
Well, because Mario and I went back to our dorms as he had said I needed some rest.
Likely story.
Even if that did happen, nothing was stopping you from going back to the dorming room.
You're on the wrong. Luigi spent this monocoin on the machine. We all watched him. Yeah, that's right. Luigi doesn't have any monocoins.
Actually, I did find some more monocoins around the school later on.
Being truthful even in the height of doubt. What an interesting choice to make.
Well, so Luigi is a culprit. I did not see that coming.
It can't be.
It's not to me.
You can say that all you want, but it won't change anything.
We vote now. We know who done it, right?
But it can't be Luigi. I don't believe that. We haven't figured out the murder weapon.
That doesn't matter. He's the most suspicious and our only suspect.
Well, what?
It's not Luigi. If I were to comment on this, I'd say we're all split.
Oh, you said it. You said split. Banana split.
Banana split?
Not to worry. If you're undivided, I have a special way to deal with this.
You do?
I present to all the more phenomenal trial grounds.
This kind of change? What a high-tech set.
We're gonna morph?
Mighty morphing power.
That actually comes up in another chapter.
I don't know what's about to happen, but I need to somehow convince everyone that I'm not culprit. Because if they vote for me, well, don't worry. We gotta get us back on track. I just gotta stay confident.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
I was about to think the same comment.
Yeah, so the debate is gone. They figured out a lot of stuff, but they think Luigi's the culprit now.
Which, in my opinion, I think he's a possible
Possible suspect. And they haven't figured out the murder weapon, but they did figure out that the way it was used was pretty unconventional. They figured out what the monocoin was for and a few other basic stuff, but the nitty gritty of it, still don't know. And I'm just gonna give you a preview of the next slide to see what's to come, and the viewers too. This is official artwork.
Okay, so we got
our squad versus their squad.
We got Team Captain America and Team Iron Man. I gotcha.
Which is Team Captain America? Tato or Luigi's team?
Well, I mean, I would assume since Captain America was defending, so
Luigi's team is
yeah.
Okay, and Tato's Team Iron Man.
Yeah.
All right, next time, Captain Luigi versus Iron Tato. See you then.
See you then.